Hello beautiful people, how are you all doing? Welcome to Unfold and Heal, I'm Jordan. On this channel we peel back the layers of our hearts and address the messy parts. Big thank you to everyone spending their time here. Let's get into today's message. Grief doesn't always reveal itself in the people who carry it. Some of the deepest grief lives behind bright smiles, steady voices, held together by people who learned long ago how to look okay even when their heart is shattered into fragments of what it once was. Because not everyone looks like what they've been through. Sometimes grief slips through the smallest cracks, not as tears, but in the quiet way you stare past your own thoughts, or the heaviness that settles in your chest without asking permission. It shows up like a shadow following you room to room, never loud, never demanding, just waiting for the moment you finally slow down enough to feel it. And sometimes, the moment takes longer than you expect, because grief comes in stages. Not neat, not predictable. Some days it rises as deep anger you don't even recognize. Other days it hides behind the instincts to keep moving. To carry on as if momentum could protect you from what you're not ready to face. And sometimes avoiding the feeling becomes its own kind of survival. But even then, grief waits, patiently, quietly, softening you in ways you don't notice until the stillness finally catches up with you. Sometimes it's the memory that brushes against your heart like a cold draft, unexpected and impossible to ignore. Or the sudden ache that rises the way waves return to shore even after the storm has calmed. Grief doesn't always break you open all at once. Sometimes it folds itself into your everyday life, into the pauses, the silences, the quiet moments where your heart admits that something has changed. And you are still learning how to live with the shape of that change. The thing about grief is that it doesn't arrive with a warning. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder and ask if you're ready. It just shifts the air around you. Sometimes it comes as exhaustion you can't explain. Sometimes it's a sudden sensitivity to noise, light, or movement. As if the world became too loud for the version of you that's trying to hold everything together. And sometimes, grief doesn't feel like sadness at all. It shows up as irritability, confusion, forgetfulness, or numbness. A heart that's overloaded trying to protect you in the only ways it knows how. Because grief isn't just about losing someone or something, it's about losing the version of yourself who existed before the loss. And that's why it can feel so disorientating. You're trying to move through life with a heart that's still relearning how to beat. In this new reality you didn't even ask for. People will tell you to stay strong, but strength isn't pretending you're untouched. Real strength is allowing yourself to feel without apologizing for the parts of you that are still tender, still learning, still healing. Grief reshapes our inner landscape quietly, changing what you care about, what you can tolerate, what you value, what you no longer chase, and the kinds of people your heart feels safe around. It's not weakness, it's transformation. The slow, honest kind. The kind that works in the background even when you think you're not healing at all. I feel the strange thing about grief is that you don't always notice the moment you start changing. You just wake up one day and realize you're not moving the way you used to. You're softer with yourself, quieter with your boundaries, less willing to abandon your own needs. Because grief teaches you, in its slow, uninvited way, that time is too precious not to be investing in the life you actually want for yourself. It shows you the spaces where you've been shrinking, the dreams you put on hold, the parts of you that stayed small just to keep everything around you steady. And as it rearranges you, you begin to see that the future you want requires choices that old you never had the strength to make. Grief doesn't change your heart, it changes your direction, quietly, steadily and honestly. And maybe the hardest part of grief is that it never asks for your permission to change you, it just does. Quietly and slowly. In the moments when no one is watching. But somewhere in all of that heaviness, you begin to realize something else, something gentler. You are still here, still growing, still becoming someone you never imagined you could be in the middle of everything you've carried. And no, it doesn't mean the grief disappears. It means you're learning how to live through it, without letting it decide your future for you. Because there will come a day without warning, where you catch yourself laughing again, or breathing deeper, or trusting life just a little more than you did yesterday. A day where you notice that the weight you've been holding isn't quite as heavy anymore. Not because you've just moved on, but because you've learned to move with it. And somehow, in the process, you found pieces of yourself you didn't know were still alive. Grief may shape you, but it does not end you. And even if you can't feel it yet, you're carrying more strength, softness, and quiet courage than the world will ever see. And maybe the quiet truth is that you didn't survive your grief by accident. You survived it because there is something in you, steady, patient, and unbreakable, that refused to disappear, even when the world kept taking. You're not the same person you were before the loss, and that's not a failure. It's evidence that you kept going. Because every time you chose to breathe and show yourself compassion through the heaviness, every time you honoured what your heart couldn't manage instead of forcing yourself to be okay, you are rebuilding yourself piece by honest piece. You may not feel strong, you may not even feel healed, but you are becoming someone who carries truth more gently, your own needs more clearly, and your own life more intentionally. And that shift is not small, that shift is not accidental, it's you, finding your way back to yourself. So if today feels heavy, let it be heavy, and trust that feeling will eventually pass. And if today feels hopeful, let that be true too. Do your best to be present and enjoy these moments because you deserve to. And on that note, beautiful people, I hope this message helps who it needs to today. I'm going to love you and leave you. Remember, be kind to yourself. Check out the description box below for the relevant information about me. Please don't forget to like and sub if this message resonated in any way. It's really helpful to the channel's growth and I really appreciate it. If you feel called to, share the video and comment below. Until next time, lovelies, take care of yourselves. Peace and love.